Flare network is unifying global finance. It will unify it, but for the time being, the market is extremely volatile. And as you know, when the price goes up, people say a certain project is good. If it goes down, people say it is bad. So Flare community has posted price goes down, Flare is bad, price goes up, Flare is good. But ultimately, folks, ultimately, in the grander scheme of things, more than price action, I think fundamentals matter. We made a video on it as well in the last coverage of on Flare. This is why you have to research, you have to understand what a project is doing, what it is up to. There are a handful of I think that there are a handful of projects that are providing something tangible in the world of finance, but none of them are doing as well as Flare in terms of connecting various different sectors in this industry. If we talk about being a layer one, it is an all-in-one solution, basically, folks. If we talk about it being a layer one, it is competing with Ethereum there. If we talk about use cases, it is competing with the best of the utility gems out there, targeting enterprises. If we talk about providing data or playing around with data, it is competing with Chainlink in terms of Oracle. If we talk about F assets, it is F assets, like Hugo said, is only a small part of what Flare Network will do in the future. It is just a small element in the huge ocean of use cases that Flare is going to be building in the future. And then we talk about DeFi, the TVL building. So it is all happening before our eyes, folks. So yeah, let's check out what Flare community is saying. The F asset protocol launched on the Flare network and it is seeing unprecedented demand, causing a rapid increase in TVL. Total value locked matters, folks. This means that people are getting interested, institutions are getting interested. So this is always good. Investors are getting interested, and holders, exchanges, institutions, and retail investors are lining up to put their XRP to use. XRP already has such a huge fan base, folks, or let us say community, or let's say investors. It has so much, folks, and earning yield on an otherwise dormant asset is really, really huge, folks. It gives the investors an opportunity to put their XRP to use, basically. Billions of dollars are due to enter Flare network ecosystem, and many are failing to see the tree through the forest. Indeed, because there are so many projects out there. If let me give you an example. If Flare network were launched back in the day, or it were doing what XRP was doing back in 2017 or 2019 bull run, or 2020 2021 bull run, imagine where Flare would have been at the moment. At this point, there are so many distractions, so many scams that happened, from the Luna crash to FTX scandal, and so many meme coins. The entire market is full of shit coins, folks. I'll be blunt to say it. But this is due to this, because that the price is not doing well, and there is a discrepancy between the price and value. Flare has been launched at a bad time, but folks, utility picks itself up. Fundamentals, no matter how slow, if the team develops and continue to provide us milestones and achieve the vision of what Flare stands for, Flare will do really good. And the proponents believe that Flare is destined for greatness. It is destined for so much bigger things. And in my opinion, it is destined to unify global finance. Okay, so yeah, let's check this out. XRP 2017 versus FLR now. I am I'm anticipating a low around Christmas up to January. We are in the yellow circle right now. Expect more downside from all the alts. So let's check this one out. I think this is XRP. Yeah, I think so. Flare, okay, Flare, FLR USD. Look at this, the Elliott wave, the correction wave. One, two, three, four, five. When the 5-1 happens, folks, and then the price continues on to increase, then it goes up and forms another Elliott wave to the upside. So let's hope that it happens. Let's check XRP's. Okay, so they are comparing it with XRP back in the day. XRP came down, look at this, came down, wave one, the correction wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Exactly the same, almost the same, folks. This seems identical. A really good analogy being created, a really good comparison, to be honest, by Max RP, folks. This is really good. May I ask, is that include XRP? I want to buy cheap, not 2.5. I think so, could very well go in the 90 cents to 1.50 range again. I think first half of December will be time to buy. Flare will not achieve what XRP did. Don't make any comparison. XRP has different use case. Please stop sense and false hope. Folks, I think that they do not understand what Flare is all about, what Flare is doing, how huge of a deal it is to have so many solutions in one asset. And if they believe that XRP has done that and Flare it cannot achieve this, Flare is helping their favorite project XRP to achieve some good stuff as well via F assets. So even if you look at it in that lens, it has a lot of potential, in my opinion. Check this out. Flare is going to unify the world. Look at this. Hugo says that Flare is the opposite of a fragmenting chain. It is a unifying chain, indeed, folks. It is a unifying chain. It does not want to. And I like the community as well. They do not go on and have these cult wars with other projects. There might be a handful of people, but most of the people, folks, I've seen in the Flare community, they are extremely mature. One chain, lots of assets from ecosystems that don't have smart contracts. Awesome. Look at this. This is Brett FLR. Great perspective of where crypto is going as far as institutional investors. You could literally take everything this guy with BTCs is saying and apply it to FLR. But with FXRP already here and FBTC, FDoge, FXLM, FLTC, and others on the horizon, folks, sky is the limit. I think this is really great. It will be significantly magnified for FLR and the TVL on Flare in the coming months and years. Flare is only starting at this point, folks. I'm talking about the use case. I'm not talking about only merely price action or value. I'm talking about the use case. I'm talking about what it stands for, the opportunities there. Check this out. Yeah, this is a bit old. I do not know what the price is at the moment, so let this be. Yeah, check this out. Crypto knowledge. Flare will be a place where people will come to do business, DeFi between token markets, talk about connecting XRP, BTC, Doge, LTC, XLM. Imagine, folks, imagine a future where Flare Network creates a atmosphere and environment where people connect these assets via the FXRP, FBTC, FDoge, and others, and create this ecosystem where they can earn yield and provide something of use. I think that a lot of creativity, a lot of innovation can happen when it comes to Flare Network. Let's see what Mr. Hugo has to say.
Give me a Web 2 or normal world analogy for someone who has no idea about crypto, is trying to understand like what you guys do and why it's kind of important and changing the game.
A Web 2 analogy or Flare itself is that kind of gets to my bigger thesis of why we've built what is effectively a hub chain for XRP. So we've added XRP on Flare. At a later date, we will be adding Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, possibly Stellar. We've built out a very strong DeFi ecosystem already, ready for these tokens. And I think there's value in all of these tokens which hold very large amounts of value to be able to come and be used in a single unified system. You know, a good analogy for that is something like London as a financial center, maybe 50 years ago, being a hub between Asia, Europe, and the US. If you think of each of those geographic locations as different tokens, XRP, Bitcoin, Dogecoin. London was a place where you came to do business between the world markets. Flare will be a place where people will come to do business, DeFi, between different token markets. And that's, I think, the best.
Awesome, folks. Doing business DeFi with these huge projects. Look at this: XRP, BTC, Doge, LTC, XLM. And this is just the beginning.
Analogy I can come up with.
Awesome, awesome. I really like what Flare is doing. This is insane. Besides Flare Network being a really splendid project in and of itself, the connections it is making with other projects, with like-minded projects, is also great, folks. Check this out. This week on the Flare Factor, Lex is joined by Richard, aka Finance Goblin, to talk about Spectra, a permissionless yield protocol that is about to add Flare to its list of supported networks, as well as opportunities for SFLR holders. This is a huge one, a long one, 48 minutes, but let's look at a small part of this to see what's happening.
What about Spectra? What is Spectra, and why is it coming to Flare?
Yeah, basically, Spectra is a yield tokenization platform. So, like, you can think of it. All right, let's maybe talk about the problem and the solution kind of way. So, for example, like, let's assume like everyone in DeFi is all about yield, right? And like in a very, very, very basic case, there's always like the problem of floating yield. So, for example, if you deposit like $1,000 into Aave, like a big decentralized lending market, there's always like a floating rate. So I don't know, like today it could be 4%, tomorrow it could be 12%, and like the value is always floating. And like one of the use cases for Spectra is basically that you can fix up the interest rate. Like, yeah, you can fix up the interest rate. So and like this is like the main product. So people who want to have like the security in knowing that in, I don't know, 6 months they will have like a 3% return, they can just do it. And on the other side, it also allows people to do like interest rate speculation. So basically you can just think of it like a market where some people are like gambling on the interest rate, and like whether or not they think like the current market rate is sustainable. And and on the other hand, others who are like more risk averse, they fix the interest rate, like they get a fixed interest rate. Yeah.
All right, clear. So since we had our last episode about perpetuals, I guess that is like perpetuals for interest rates. That last part where you say like it goes up or down, is that correct?
No, actually
don't say that.
no. Like I mean, this would be I mean, this is like a cool product that could probably also be developed at one point, but and here it's more like implied. Like the traditional finance analog would be a future rate note. So it's more like tokenizing the rights to the yield. So when you tokenize, for example, let's go to the example of like tokenizing $1,000 worth of interest-bearing token on Aave, and then you say, I don't know, there's a pool that has a maturity of 1 year at whatever 10%. Then you can then basically, if you think about the yield token, which is basically like kind of like the tokenized rights, like they're not rights in the legal sense, but like rights in the smart contract sense, where you then get like the yields over like the entirety of the next year until this pool basically runs out. And so it's more like a yield.
Folks, one of the best things I like about Flare is it that the community, the developers, the leaders, everyone is always active. This is a sign of a really good project. Always, if you look at their social media handles, their different partners and different coins, they give you something new all the time. I really like it. Just 3 weeks in, 20 million FXRP have been minted, with half already put to work in Flare Networks DeFi. It will continue on until institutions start to onboard folks, and then you know what happens then.
So the early numbers are telling us that a lot of the FXRP is actually going either into like the collateral pools for the specific agents, or they're generally being deposited into Kinetic. So we're seeing large demand on the borrow lend side and the agent collateral side. I do think eventually we'll get to this kind of state of where most of our retail users and institutions have onboarded their XRP, and people will look into the DeFi ecosystem or further and further into the DeFi ecosystem to build strategies to generate yield. So the early numbers are telling us.
So, folks, what do you guys think? Is Flare indeed unifying global finance? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.